We are calling it a week. Judge Marchand has decided that we've hit a stopping point. I believe he is currently giving the jury their instructions for the weekend. There is no court Monday. So we're back at it on Tuesday. Now, as far as this week goes, it looks pretty bad for Donald Trump. They talked to David Pecker. They wrapped up his testimony today and the rest of the cross-examination, rebuttal, and the redirect after rebuttal thing, all of that stuff. But it doesn't look good for Donald Trump. Seems like their big thing as far as the testimony of David Pecker is to focus on some minor stuff, where he might have said one thing in a document and then testified to something different today or said it different in an interview later on. Just trying to nitpick at maybe his credibility a little bit, but I don't think that's going to be anything big. The other thing that they were really focusing on was the catch and kill. When did he hear that term? And that doesn't matter. Just because they maybe coined the phrase catch and kill in regards to this case doesn't mean that's not what they were doing. Just because they came up with a new term for this practice doesn't change the fact the practice was going on. So don't get wrapped up in that. The other thing with David Pecker is their whole big thing is everybody's doing it, and that seems to be their main defense with multiple celebrities having used the practice of catch and kill to hide embarrassing stories. So we got through there. Then we heard from the personal assistant who was talking about who Donald Trump met with and when, especially after he became president. And one of the things she did testify to is, to her knowledge, Donald Trump was still signing checks for the Trump Organization and his businesses while he was in the White House, that they would have to send certified mail to him to have him open and sign. And it was her understanding that those were checks. Then we heard from this Pharaoh, who was Michael Cohen's personal banker. And we're getting into a little bit of the details of about how Michael Cohen paid Stormy Daniels, things like that. Now, Michael Cohen is saying, or they're saying about Michael Cohen, that he did not check the box, or either checked or did not check the box, whichever way it was, where that he was supposed to, that said this was for a political purpose. So he did not tell the bank this money was for a political purpose. Now you're going to hear Republicans and Trump-a-fucks and Trump himself come out and probably say, well, see, Michael Cohen did it on his own. But did it for who? Did it why? And that's the reason. He did it for Trump. Did it because Trump asked him to. And we're going to get into the meat of that next week. So I will keep you updated. I'll probably do another recap later on this weekend as I read more about what happened over court this week. But it's not looking good for Donald Trump.